Hey everyone, it is Sunday night and it has been a very busy day for us.
A weekend. It's been a busy weekend. So Caleb started soccer yesterday for the first time.
Yeah.
And that was something to behold.
It started a little rough, but he did okay.
Sure. Thankfully, the peer pressure kind of got him out to the field. So
Yeah,
that could help.
my parents showed up. I come from a big soccer family. My parents are all into it. My sister, her kids all played, so they all showed up for the game. They kind of cheered him on and got him motivated, so that helped. But yeah, I think he was just a little intimidated by the kids. He didn't know who anyone was.
It wasn't his circle, so like if it was like his schoolmates, he'd be fine. But brand new kids, so.
Right. But today it's been pretty busy. We got up early. We did our workouts. We've been running errands all day long.
We've been on the go nonstop.
We got haircuts.
Yeah. And, you know, again, I think we have footage that we're going to put in here from our iPhones because we didn't have our camera with us, but we had a couple things happen today that just needed to be documented.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yes.
So I guess we'll just insert that right here. Here we are. I'm shooting this on my phone right now because we had to make an emergency pit stop to the gas station, or not the car wash.
Yeah.
Which is weird because it's raining today in Arizona. So what's going on?
So, of course, we're in my new car, and we're driving to go get our haircuts, and some construction guy dropped an entire bucket of paint on the road. So this car slammed to the brakes right ahead of me, and I barely moved out of it, so there's a little bit of white paint all over the side of the car. So here's hoping that this car wash kind of corrects that. We'll see.
Little man slept through this whole thing, and I think he would have really liked it. But as you can see, the wet roads, it's raining, so...
Yeah, there was no line at the car wash, which is great. But we're just like, Mike would have never knows what to do in this
stop.
situation. What would you have done? You would have drove home.
Right, I would have.
Exactly. You would have just let it set in. And
It's a good thing we were early, too, because now we still have 7 minutes to get to our haircuts. By the way, I'm only laughing right now because it's behind us.
Yes.
Before, when it first happened, I was like, I could see it. Oh, it happened so fast, and
yeah. And Mike is not he always gasps and everything, so you know it's bad.
Right.
And he just makes the situation a little bit worse because he's like, why are you gasping? Oh my God. But anyhow, it's over. We're good.
Yeah.
Car's washed. Here's hoping it doesn't set in, so.
Yeah.
So thankfully we went right to that car wash. I think that was the best idea we could have possibly had.
Yeah, for sure.
So, and the people were like, why are you here? It's raining outside. I'm like, well, just take my money. Let me go through it.
Yeah.
So yeah, we washed most of it all off, and we had some like napkins just to be able to get some like spot treatment when we get over to the hair place. So, but you know what? I have a curse. When I get a brand new car, something always happens to it within the first couple months.
It's
right?
so true.
It is. We got a BMW, and we drove to Disneyland. Someone rear-ended us at the McDonald's.
So your BMW that got smashed at McDonald's, we were only there because I wanted the McDonald's.
Exactly.
I was like, I'm so hungry, I can't wait.
I think I only had it for like a week, so I was like excited we're going to do this awesome road trip. This is going to happen. And of course, we're in California. Someone in Arizona in a minivan just decides to rear end us and back into us. Thankfully, it all worked out with insurance and everything. But and then my Tesla we just turned in. The first week we had that, we blew a huge tire on the freeway on the way to a brunch. So we ended up having to like show up in an Uber and leave in our car in like some mall parking lot. So here we are this one. Apparently I had to have paint all over my car. Just
insane.
Yeah, it's done now. It's done now at least. So now I could just move forward with a perfect car.
But as we mentioned, we were on our way to get our haircuts. We all got that done. Caleb did great. Usually he's kind of like all over the place. Right. Today he just kind of sat there and got his haircut. It was awesome. So we treated him. Steve took him next door while I got my haircut to go get some ice cream.
Ice cream. We call it ice cream. We all know that it's frozen yogurt.
It was frozen yogurt.
Yes. But anyhow, he was very excited about it. He did a fantastic job. He picked out his flavors, all the toppings. He got some M&Ms and everything. But of course, alas, here we are. Bedtime is 1 hour, and he is bouncing off the walls.
Right.
I mean, we don't give him sugar. We don't give him candy. So this is what we deserve, I guess. But
he had it pretty early in the day. Like that was at like 2 in the afternoon.
I don't know what's going on, but he is hyper right now. He's bouncing off the walls, holding on to us. Don't touch that painting.
Hey, what's going on here, bud? Why? Okay, you moved your table. I don't understand why.
And that almost damaged my table again.
It's not going to damage your table. It's hanging on the wall. All right, I think we got him settled. Anyways, what we really wanted to vlog tonight was the fact that tonight we're doing one of our traditions. It was actually, we also vlogged this last year, But we are going to kick off our Halloween season. We're doing it a little bit early, but tonight we're going to make French onion soup and we're going to watch American Werewolf in London.
We know it's an odd tradition, but it's stuck with us. So.
We mentioned that last year when we did it. And two things. We told you in the last video when we did this last year that we had to kind of readjust because in the past we would usually watch American Werewolf in London while we were cooking, but we can't do that until he goes
Not
to
at
bed.
all. Meanwhile, he's like, I want to watch a spooky movie.
It's like, no. But, and the other thing is we usually do this tradition on October 1st. But because we're going to be in Disney for the 50th, we're going to do it tonight.
And it's a rainy day today, so soup day.
It's perfect.
Exactly.
It's a perfect day. I was telling Steve, I'm like, I'm so glad we're doing this tonight.
So am I. All right, so here's Mike prepping the onions. Of course, Caleb had, what, a cup and a half already?
Yeah, so the recipe calls for 2.5 onions. I just bought 3 pounds because I knew Caleb would be eating all of them. If I let him.
Yeah. So one thing we didn't tell you is that after soccer, your parents actually took Caleb, right? So
yes.
And because they went to the other grandkids' soccer game, so they had a good day. And we met them for dinner. Mm-hmm. And at dinner, Caleb uttered the perfect words any parent could ask for.
Well, we met him up for dinner because that was when we were supposed to go pick him back up.
Yes. So the words he uttered was, "Can I spend the night, Grandma?"
And my parents were like, "Yeah, that's fine. It's okay if it's okay with your dad's."
Like, yeah.
We're like,
bye. So yeah, this morning we had a very calm morning, which you don't want to say you have a calm morning to let your kid, but it was. It was.
We got to sleep. First of all, it's Sunday, and we got to sleep in. I can't remember the last time we were able to do that.
It's been a long time.
And I say sleep in, but you slept in. I'm not really a person who can sleep in. I kind of just get up every morning at 6 o'clock.
Right.
But it was nice because I was able to come down here and just have a quiet morning all to myself. And it like Steve said earlier, it's raining here right now, so it was dark and overcast.
It was just the perfect day.
Yeah, I made some coffee. It was amazing.
Yeah.
So
So I know that Mike sometimes jabs me and says I sleep in because he says I need 12 full hours of sleep. That's not true. It's not true. But I also acknowledge that he loves his morning time to himself.
Right.
So
that's true.
I was upstairs, looking on TikTok and Instagram and everything, giving him space. But yeah, just a peaceful morning, working out on our own, and then we eventually met him up to pick him up around lunchtime. So, you have fun at Grandma and Grandpa's?
Yeah.
Hey, come here! I can't see you.
What do you got on your face?
Hi. What do you got going on?
That's mine.
Those are silly glasses. Are those Mr. Potato Head's glasses? Oh, you're so silly.
All right, so here we go. So I know we're going to get this question, what the recipe is, so I'm just going to go ahead and talk through it. I took a Dutch oven. This is over medium-high heat. I put in 6 tablespoons of butter, and this is about 2 3/4 pounds of sliced onions. I used yellow onions, and so right now I'm just going to go ahead and cook that in the butter along with 1 teaspoon of sugar, and I'm going to cook these down for about 15 minutes, just like that. I just double checked my recipe and it says to stir only occasionally to prevent sticking. So yeah. So Caleb's over here doing some late night Play-Doh before bed, that's fine, keeps him occupied. And soup is gonna be quite a while before it's ready. So right now I am noshing on some French bread, but don't judge me, I am obsessed with this boar's head charcuterie and cheese pack. I get this all the time. It's so good. I know it's probably just complete blasphemy when it comes to charcuterie and cheese, but I think it's delicious.
Oh, you're making it nice and flat?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you.
Looks pretty good.
A little bit more.
I love the focus.
And what?
I'm watching.
Just
All right, let's see. Good job. All right, what do we have? Let's show the camera. What did you make? Can you show us?
this is really good.
Is this your shark?
Yeah.
What's its name? Is it Bruce?
Bruce.
Bruce. Awesome. Good job, bud.
All right, so it's been 15 minutes and my onions look great. Very as you can see, they've cooked down. They're very translucent. So what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of all-purpose flour. I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna mix that in. Oh, also we're gonna drop the heat down to medium. I don't know if that's focusing, sorry guys. It was on medium-high. We're gonna reduce it down to medium and we're gonna go ahead and incorporate the all-purpose flour, And then you're just going to let this cook down for another 30 to 45 minutes. Now, my Dutch oven, along with this stove, tends to get ripping hot. So I usually just do the 30 minutes, but you may need to do up to 45, just so you know. Okay, ignore everything I just said. I feel like I made this mistake last year. I added the flour way too early. So don't add the flour. I will put a little text in there in case you were following along. But apparently, after the 15 minutes, oh, why is this so zoomed in? After the 15 minutes, I was supposed to just drop it down to medium, and then you stir frequently for 30 to 45 minutes. After that, then you add the flour.
Whoops.
I'm pretty sure I did this in the last vlog. I made the same mistake.
But
I don't know why.
Last time it tasted good, so
yeah, it's fine.
It'll be fine.
I have to admit, it's because I'm distracted by this goofy movie we're watching. I can't show too much of it, but we're watching on Turner Classic Movies.
What's Up, Doc?
What's Up, Doc? With Barbara Streisand.
And we've been cutting out all screen time for Caleb. He's even being entertained by
this. Okay, we've reached that time, folks. Right. It's time for little man to go bed.
Yeah, we're gonna go read some stories upstairs first.
Yeah.
And then he's gonna go night night, right? Come on.
You want to say night night, everyone?
Night night, everyone.
Aww. Okay.
Right. See you in a bit.
Okay, we've only got about 2 minutes left. Like I said, I do this for about 30 minutes. You can go up to 45. It's looking pretty good, and I've been pretty consistent with coming over here every few minutes to make sure. I love this brown stuff at the bottom, and I kind of scrape it up to work it into the onions. You don't want it to get like burnt and black, but the golden brown is really, really good. That's where you're gonna get a lot of your flavor. But so far, I think this looks pretty good, despite the fact that I put the flour in too early. Like I said, I've made that mistake before, and it still turns out delicious. While we wait, I did get my wine and my cognac ready. So this is gonna be half a cup of a dry white wine, and then we're gonna use 3 tablespoons of the cognac. We're gonna add that to this, stir for about 2 minutes, and then we're gonna go ahead and add, the recipe set calls for 7 cups of beef stock. This is 8 cups. I just throw the whole thing in. It's fine, especially since I used extra butter and extra onions. I think it'll all balance out just right. Here's my half a cup dry white wine. And then I went ahead and pre-measured my 3 tablespoons of cognac. And then I'm gonna go ahead and stir this, incorporate everything for about 2 minutes. And with this liquid introduced into my Dutch oven, this is a really great time to go ahead and scrape up the bottom, because it'll really come off really easily. I know sometimes when we're cooking, we're kind of like, oh my gosh, I've ruined my pan. I've got so much junk on there. It's gonna take so much scrubbing to get off. Not really. At this point, it kind of just comes right off. I'm just using a simple wooden spoon, and it's coming right off. Maybe this stuff on the side is gonna take a little bit extra work, but trust me, when you add that beef stock, you'll be just fine. There's so much steam, my lens keeps fogging up, but here is the first box, and I'll go ahead and add the second box. Now here's the deal, guys. This is pretty much it. That's French onion soup right there. We're gonna go ahead and stir this, keep it at medium, bring this to like a nice simmer, and we're gonna partially cover this, and we're gonna let it simmer for about 20-25 minutes, and then you're pretty much ready to go.
So when we started this chaotic tradition, at first this was a free streaming movie, and every other year it like moved to a different streaming service. Or like finally we're just like, whatever, we're gonna do this every single year. So it's now purchased. So
just buy it.
It's guaranteed now.
I was gonna say, because the first time we did this, the tradition started because it was just what was on TV.
Yeah, it was on like TCM or something that night. So we're like, okay, yeah, let's watch this. This is cool. I mean, again, Werewolf in London with a French recipe doesn't make sense at all, but it works for us. So
right, we love it.
Yeah, I don't think we mentioned the wasp situation, right?
We did not. No.
Gosh, so we have like, again, we live in the desert, so there's a lot of wild animals and insects and everything we have to deal with. So randomly, I was just walking out to the car one day, not bothering anything, and all of a sudden I looked down and like a wasp is just stinging the heck out of my foot. Like it hurts so bad at the moment. And Mike and Caleb were out like doing something else, whatever.
Right, we were out.
But like that was like a week ago or so, and I just told Mike like, gosh, this is really itchy all of a sudden. So like, don't you get a little bit validated when you go to Google and you start typing old wasp stings and it autocorrects very itchy? Apparently it's a thing. So watch out for those wasps because in 10 days it's gonna itch like crazy, and I'm experiencing that right now.
We're going through a lot of stuff here in Arizona. Like mosquitoes are crazy, bugs are crazy. It's crazy.
You know, it's actually funny. Hold on. So mosquitoes are so crazy that Mike was a little bit intimidated by this, but I bought this is like an old bourbon bottle, but I bought like this like little kit where you can make the old wick and everything, but this is mosquito repellent and it's a torch. So like Mike was like, that's really going. I'm like, it's a torch.
It looks like a Molotov cocktail. It looks very dangerous.
I'm gonna show you.
Real quick before we do that, I want to give you the next step on this soup in case you're following along. I'm starting to see some simmering. So what I like to do is I like to put my spoon in the bowl like that. And then my lid has a little bit of a lip. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah. So I like to kind of angle it and do one of those numbers. That's how I like to partially cover. I know a lot of people will tend to just want to do something like this, but if you're cooking on a glass top cookware, this is going to be a nightmare because the condensation will form under this and it will just drip right onto your cooktop and it will make a night cleaning nightmare.
I don't have to worry about cleaning, but I've seen that that before because it'll be a nightmare.
So I like to do this. Yeah. All right, and now for Steve's little...
I'm not a crafty person, but for this, like one of my friends that I follow, my whiskey charity, talked about this. So I thought it was a good idea because we constantly have mosquito problems. And
right,
we all know how Mike is the magnet for him. So I'm trying to help him out. So anyhow, here we go.
Oh.
Yeah, it's a torch.
It is. It looks incredibly dangerous.
It's a straight up torch. But you can start, it's like citronella and stuff like that in there. So before it gets crazy, because we're inside. So now that he's asleep, where's our dinner at?
Stop.
I don't remember it taking this long. Looks like he's prepping the oven. And what are these croutons? What are they going to?
These are going to be the croutons. I'm going to butter them, toast them, and then when we spoon the soup into the bowls, we'll put these croutons on top of it, and then top it with shredded Gruyere cheese. Broil that, and we'll be ready to eat.
Awesome. So we're almost there.
Almost, yeah. Like we said, usually we start this early in the day and we cook with the movie, but we had to do it after he went to bed.
Right.
Okay, my soup is done. I let it simmer for about 25 minutes and then I seasoned it with a generous serving of salt. And then as the recipe's written, it's finished. But here's the thing. My secret ingredient is I add a good hefty spoonful of this. This is from Williams-Sonoma. It's the organic grass-fed beef demi-glace. Just a good heaping spoonful of that melted in here. It makes this so rich and decadent. It is to die for.
All right, so you just ladled all the soup into the turns, right?
And I probably overfilled this one a smidge. Maybe I'll take some of that out. In the past, when I would make this, I would overfill them, and then by the time I added the croutons and the cheese, it was just too much. Yeah. So you want to leave a good... You want to leave some good room out of that. That looks pretty good, actually. I find it's best when you cut your croutons really, really thick like this. Go ahead and put one of those on there. And that one there. Again, these are, they're already buttered and toasted, so they've got lots of good flavor on them. And then we're going to go ahead and top this with some Gruyere. And then we're just going to stick this in my oven. It's already ready to go for the broil setting, so... I think we're all set. And this doesn't take long. This part is like literally just like seconds to get all this cheese to melt.
I always recall it comes out piping hot.
Yes, it's insanely hot, so be careful.
We always use this mini oven on.
I love this everything. Okay.
All right, you leave the lid open?
I always heard that when you're broiling, you should leave the lid like just partially ajar like this. So.
All right.
I don't know.
Who'd you hear that from? Your head? The voices in your head?
Shut up.
All right. So I heard Mike said this is almost ready. So let's see.
Ready. Here it is. Oh, wow. Look at that.
Broiling.
Yummy.
Normally I see like with French onion, it's like there's like a capsule of cheese. So
yeah, I didn't put as much this time, but I mean I could.
No, it's okay.
If you wanted to add more, you could easily just add more and throw it back onto the broiler.
I like force Mike to make everything healthier, so I apologize for that.
Well, we've been eating healthy, very, very healthy all day today. I think that's going to spill over tomorrow, aside from this.
Yeah.
Because we are going to go hog wild.
In Orlando.
In Orlando.
Of course, Mike has us like booked fully with reservations.
And it wasn't supposed to be that way. We were supposed to just do one reservation a day because that's we've learned from the past. But there's just so much going on.
There's so many new restaurants.
There's new restaurants, and we want to get every menu in there. So
it'll be fun. Yeah. But yeah, we'll definitely have to cleanse when we come back.
Right, for sure. Well, I asked you today. I asked Steve today. I was like, "Are you gonna pack workout clothes?" And you're like, "Oh yeah,
yeah. We're gonna have to work out between meals." So admittedly, I'm a huge baby when I try food because like Mike can like literally swallow, drink, whatever, a hot thing, and I'm like, no, it's way too hot for me. So we'll see. So good.
Delicious, right?
It's really good.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's really good.
The perfect way to start Halloween season for us. This is our tradition.
Or, as Mike usually says, soup season.
Soup season. Well, we kind of missed it because we usually start soup season in September. Well, it is still September, but we usually start with tortilla soup.
Right. But we still have time. We'll do that when we get back.
We don't have time because
we'll do it when we get back.
No, you can't mix up the order of everything. But I am glad we started this. Like I said, we usually do this tradition October 1st to kick off Halloween, but I am itching to start Halloween this year. So let's just do it. Yeah. So we're starting tonight. This way we can totally enjoy Halloween in the parks because I know it's going to be wall-to-wall Halloween at Magic Kingdom.
I mean, they started in August, didn't they? So
they did.
We're not really starting too early. We're actually very slow according to Disney and how you do this. So we're good. But I'm going to enjoy this soup. It's so good.
We're going to finish our movie, enjoy our soup, and we will see you later.
That's right.